So today I'm going to show you guys how to ascend a tree. This is kind of a relatively small tree, so we didn't need an air cannon or anything like that to get the rope up there. We just tossed it up. I'm going to be using, it's called a Gree Plus, a pulley. I know this one's kind of overkill. I know it's for rigging, but this is what I'm using today. And then I'm going to tie a prusik with this cord. So first off, you get your ascender on there, like so. Then you want to tie your prusik above it, and just basically so. I usually do 2 turns, but on this one we're going to do 3, so that way we have 6 loops around the rope, like so. That way you're sure that it grabs. This will be one of the key items that you use when ascending with single rope, not using spikes. It's called a foot ascender. Sometimes it's best to have 2, but I use 1. That's why I use a 2 rope system, or two different systems. Okay, so you clip it on your center attachment there. The reason why I have these 2 different systems here is one is used with a foot ascender, this one here, it's a rope wrench with a pulley, and this one is not. This is for somebody that doesn't have a foot ascender. You have a prusik above your ascender and a pulley. So what that does is you're able to push up your prusik and pull down on your, and it captures, this captures your progress. And then when you get to this point, you push it back up, and every time you just do that, and it just continues to capture your progress like that. Okay, when you're ready to come down, just hold this with your, and then you release slowly, and down you come. Okay, you put in your rope right in through there, you lock it down. It's spring loaded, so you just lock it down like so, and it allows you to stand up and do the rope like that. What this does is, then you push up your ascender that way, and it captures like so. This is a lot quicker than this one, and a lot easier. This one here is just for work. I use it for work positioning, to position myself in the tree when I'm not using spikes.
Whoa, that's cool. That's cool.
Like so. So in order for me to ascend to the next level, because I am not using spikes, this is the reason why I use 2 different systems. One of them holds me while I detach myself from the other, like so. I'll give myself some slack because I'm going to throw this rope up. Cut.
Why?
The reason I like to use this 3-in-1 pulley, because it gives you mechanical advantage, and you can, what I do is I grab onto another branch, and I could easily pull myself up to continue progression on the tree. Just with one hand. See that? And that way I can position myself to transfer from one system to the other. Say you want to disconnect this one. You want to always make sure that there is no slack in your system on the one you're transferring to. So slowly release your secondary one. want to be secure on your primary life support system before you disconnect the other. So that being said, there needs to be no slack in your system. That way, in the event of a fall, you get caught immediately and there's suffer no serious injury. Interested in climbing, was being amazed to see people do this thing called limb walking, and I couldn't believe how they could do it. But now that I've had a little bit more experience, I realize that it's really not that hard as long as you're tight and high. And what matters is that you don't put that much weight on these limbs. So, for example, if you wanted to come out there and remove a drone, let's say somebody got a drone stuck in there.
Oh yeah, I got one of those.
So you would make sure that, pause it,
Yeah.
keep your system with no slack in it at all, and you want to always be leaning on the road. And what that does is, when you're walking out into these limbs, you're not really putting all your weight on these limbs because your weight is up here. So that allows you to be able to walk out and not cause any damage to the limbs because you're not putting that much weight on it. Pause it. I'm out at the edge of this limb here that, no way in heck would ever be able to sustain 140 pounds. But I'm able to do this because my tie-in point is up high and I'm not really putting that much weight on this limb. You never want to climb above your anchor point. Right now I'm probably at the max point that I safely would want to be at. So now it's time for me to reposition my secondary anchor point, which I'm going to do now. Pause.
As you can see below me, I have no anchor points. I just have a ladder that's used for apple orchards. So if I fall, oh well, we've got to get this video done anyway. So don't forget to hit that like button. Bam.
Back down. It's a very important thing to learn.
All right. That's the important thing. How to get down safely.
Right.
It's the part where it descends off the tree.
You want to make sure that you have long enough rope. So right now I'm set up to fall to my death.
All right, look down this way.
Yeah. So because now I'm using a double rope system, it takes twice the amount of rope. So because I have my secondary system, I'm just going to go ahead and tie in my side D's here. And just so I could that way I could put some slack in the system here, like so, and remove it. And I can continue to progress down the tree.
Cut.
Instead of being around the trunk of the tree, I'm around two branches, and on both I have one wrap going on. You see? What that does it gives me more security. If one were to break,
One breaks, it goes on to the other.
yeah, and
okay.
and then it would have a lot of friction here, and so I wouldn't, there wouldn't be a sudden drop. It would be more of a elevator type drop.
I see.
Yeah, so it's very important to learn to do this. And that way also I could control the way that I come down the tree as well. It comes down a lot slower. So these are built-in ascenders. The tree limbs are.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. Notice I'm running out of rope again. So for the last time here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my secondary, and then I'm going to go in the crotch of the tree here, and then this time I'll choke it, so I can use a whole lot more rope.
Yeah.
And then use this re to hold my position. Attach it to myself, like so. Take the slack out of this one, and it'll catch. This will catch all my weight. Now at that point I could detach. Detach from this the primary system here, like so. So now I'm completely on this system here, and I can safely come down. Safely come down to the ground.
Bam. And that's how it's done, guys.
That's how it's done.
Bam.
The best way to split firewood in Whatcom County. You know how you do it?
How?
You don't do it.
You don't do it at all.
Use a log splitter.
You have somebody else do it. Have somebody else do it.